Scene 95. The Wild Stallion's van is heading to the Battle of the Bands. Scene 96. Interior van speeding. Bill moves into the back, unable to believe what he's witnessing. Station furiously at work, putting together bits of metal and cloth. Whoa! Way to go, Station! This one's me, right? Station! Suddenly, Station looks right at Bill, and a camera-like flash goes off in his eyes. Bill blinks, then looks at the Bill-like impression forming in the hollow tube of metal in Station's paws. Not bad. Ted, you gotta come back and pose for your good robot you had. Catch you later, good robot me. Catch ya later. And Bill goes up front and grabs the wheel, allowing Ted to cross to the back and look at what Station's doing. Whatever you do, make sure these robots are programmed to find the babes wherever they are. There is another flash, and we cut back. Scene 97. Up front, where the Reaper in the passenger seat turns to Bill, insecure. Excuse me, Bill, but what would you like me to do? You ref, dude. Look, is there some problem here? I mean, do you not like me or something? Death, you're great. You're a really nice guy. Bill reaches into his pocket. Have some gum, dude. The Grim Reaper, feeling sorry for himself, turns away, lower lip trembling, and we hear Ted from the back. Bill, check it out! And Bill turns back just in time to see Scene 98. The two quickly forming robots, now a loosely constructed patchwork combination of wire, metal, and cloth, do their first incredibly stiff metallic air guitar. They move in limp, jumpy jerks, like two marionettes, and like their human prototypes, have an endearingly positive look and attitude. Whoa, not bad! But the robots suddenly tighten, jerking clumsily upright, their crude, ball-bearing eyes widening in what appears to be fear. Bogus! What do you mean? Guys look at each other. Then Bill turns to the front. Suddenly he too tightens and slows the van down. What is that? Scene 99. Up ahead, standing in the middle of the street, silhouetted under streetlights, are the three figures we saw beginning to take shape at the Logan house, only now they're fully formed. One is tall and pear-shaped, with very big ears. Another is small and withered, seated in a chair. The last is stout and powerfully built, hands on hips. And behind them is the Porsche, parked at an angle in the road. Scene 100. Interior van. As Bill slows to a stop, Ted joins him up front. Looks like a roadblock, says Bill. But that's not the police. It's... Bill flicks on his headlights, and suddenly both Bill and Ted scream. No way! Scene 101. In the street before them stand their three worst fears, now heightened and exaggerated. Colonel Oats, now larger than before and with his face all wild and frenzied, totes an arsenal of weapons. Granny S. Preston's stark white hair now stands straight up, and her facial hair is now thick and sharp, and the now 7-foot-tall Easter Bunny's huge steel teeth gnash. Oats glowers at the guys and bellows, Yes way, you damned pitiful sissies! Now get out of that van, and I mean now! In the van, the guys yell, Arrgh! Scene 102. Bill throws the van into reverse, floors it, and cranks the wheel, causing Station and the Grim Reaper to topple into the back and roll around as the van begins a wild 180-degree turn. Scene 103. Meanwhile, on the road, Oats turns to the Easter Bunny and Granny S. Preston. Let's get 'em! The Easter Bunny rips off the roof of the Porsche and leaps into the driver's seat. Colonel Oats dives into the back, whipping out a rope and tossing it out the window. Hit it! Says Granny S. Preston as she catches the rope. Oats yells to the Easter Bunny, Step on it, you damned 7-foot hopping pink bastard! The Easter Bunny floors it, and the Porsche squeals down the street after the van, yanking Granny S. Preston behind it like a water skier. Scene 104. Interior van. Ted looks out the back window in horrified disbelief. No way! Go faster, dude! Bill grips the wheel, white-knuckled. Meanwhile, behind them, Scene 105. Porsche suddenly veers to one side, causing Granny S. Preston to swing around and gain speed, ending up nearly even with the van. Scene 106. Inside the van, Bill shudders with terror as Granny S. Preston looks over at him, wild shock of white hair blowing straight back, her tiny crazed features shaking up and down. Hello, Bill! How about that kiss? Scene 107. Terrified, Bill cranks the wheel to the right, knocking over a sign which reads Amphitheater, 1 mile. Scene 108. In the Porsche, Colonel Oats yells at the Easter Bunny. Get out there, you great bouncing egg-delivering behemoth! And Oats takes the wheel as the Easter Bunny starts to pull himself up through the ripped-open roof. Scene 109. Inside the speeding van, Ted finishes helping Station prop the robots upright. How's it doing? Not so good, but thank you for asking. Station, are they okay? Station shrugs. Station. Ted sighs, hurries past the cowering Grim Reaper and pushes toward the front, where he joins Bill, looking out the window at Granny S. Preston. Bill, what are we gonna do? Our robots are getting trashed. I don't know. Scene 110. Suddenly, thump, there is the sound of something large and heavy landing on the roof. Ted looks up as 2 long yellow steel teeth drive into the roof just by the cowering Reaper's head. Ah! Suddenly, a portion of the roof is peeled off, and the Easter Bunny sticks his snarling, glowering head into the van. You stole Deacon's Easter basket! Ted, terrified, looks over at Bill. Hit the gas, Bill! Bill, equally terrified, does, and the Easter Bunny suddenly lurches backwards and slides off the back of the van. Inside, Ted looks back. Did we lose him? Bill asked. I think so, says Ted. Ted sighs, relieved, but he is wrong, for underneath the speeding van, hanging onto the chassis, only inches above the rushing asphalt, clambering forward like Indiana Jones, is the Easter Bunny. Behind them, in the Porsche, Oats, veins bulging, yells, Get in there, you damned floppy-eared candy-toting demon! Scene 116. Interior van, same. Ted, breathing a bit easier, looks over at Bill and the still nearer Granny S. Preston. Now all we gotta do is get rid of her. Suddenly the van jolts and, Scene 117, the Easter Bunny pops up right through the floor. You stole Deacon's Easter basket! Ted screams, the Grim Reaper shrieks, the 2 robots chatter. No way! No way! No way! Bill slams on the brakes, causing the van to skid to a screeching halt in the amphitheater parking lot, and also causing Granny S. Preston to whirl around the van like a tetherball, roping the doors shut. Interior van. Bill and Ted look at each other. What are we gonna do? We can't shake him. The Easter Bunny, regaining his equilibrium, is beginning to pull himself up through the floor, flashing his free paw toward Ted. Granny S. Preston slams to a stop right outside Bill's window. Hello, Bill! Horrified, Bill looks over at Ted. Ted, there's only one thing we can do. He takes a deep breath. We gotta face him. Ted gulps, looks through the window at a BMW, which is pulling out of the lot. The guy within is talking on his car phone. Ted opens his window and calls, Excuse me, dude, I gotta use your phone. Bill winces, starts to roll down his window, prepares to lean his neck out. Ted grabs the tossed car phone and dials it rapidly. Come on, come on! The Easter Bunny places his razor-sharp paws on Ted's neck. Ted finally gets a connection and blurts, Hello, Deacon? It's Ted. 10 years ago, at Nana and Pop-Pop's house, I totally stole your Easter basket and ate all your candy. Yes, me. I did it, and I'm sorry. Intercut with Bill, who finally places a tiny peck on Granny S. Preston's cheek. Scene 118. Now that wasn't so bad, was it? Scene 119. And now, in an instant, the Easter Bunny and Granny S. Preston, with a sudden mechanical whir and a flash of light, turn back into the tubes from which they originated. Scene 120. In the van, Bill, Ted, Death, Station, and the robots whoop it up. Station! Station! Bill suddenly says, uh-oh, because... Scene 121. Exterior van Colonel Oats is now stalking towards them, scowling horribly, bazooka raised. Scene 122. Interior van. Bill and Ted look at each other. How are we gonna get rid of him? Dude, there's only one way to get rid of a guy like this. We gotta kill him with kindness. Ted nods, and we cut to Scene 123. Tracking shot from behind Colonel Oats, as Oats reaches the rear doors to the van and throws them open. His face registers sudden surprise. Scene 124. Inside the van. Bill and Ted have quickly organized Station, the Grim Reaper, and the robots into a pleasant little tea party, replete with snacks, drinks, and light conversation. The guys look over at Colonel Oats and smile warmly. Colonel Oats, what a surprise! Come in, dude! Join us for our tea party, adds Bill, extending a plate. Honey bun? Twinkie? Slim Jim? Death hands Oats a paper cup. Robot Bill wobbly pours some decaf. Coffee? Decaf? Oats stares at them, jaw quivering. And we do a quick dissolve to Scene 125. Interior van a moment later. Colonel Oats, now transformed into the nicest, most sensitive version of himself imaginable, is now sitting cross-legged between Station and the Grim Reaper, honey bun crumbs on his chin. You see, when I was a teenager, my father used to spank me with an ammo clip. He frightened me. I now realize that that's what I've been doing for these past 20 years, terrorizing young people. That's an important epiphany, Colonel Oats, says Ted. Bill nods, looks at his watch. Catch you later. And sure enough, in a flash, Colonel Oats changes back into tube form.